Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com and with another video about learning Go. And today what I want to do is just revisit strings, just because there's a couple things about strings you need to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear out all the stuff we've done up till now. So just cleaning it all out. And again, a string is just a collection of letters. So if I wanted to declare a new string variable, I could either do var my string okay. So I've declared my string. Oh, no need a semicolon. And then I can assign my string a value. My string equals hello. And again, I gotta use double quotes, not single quotes. Hello. So that's cool. Now, first main lesson is that strings in Go are immutable, which means you cannot change them. So watch what happens if I try to reassign string. My string equals hello 2. Ported and not use FMT. Okay, so it's complaining that I didn't use FMT. So let's do this. FMT dot print my string. So if it all works, it'll actually make it to the point where it can print it, but if not, it should throw some other error. Hello 2. So to make this a little bit more clear what I mean by immutability, so you can replace a string with a new version of the string. So like I did a second ago where I replaced hello with hello 2 because it's a new string. What you can't do is technically the string is an array of characters. So in this case, technically, I can print out the individual pieces of my string. So my string equals hello. Let's print out, let's say, the fourth item in my string. And this gives us number 111. Now, what this is giving us our Unicode, not unicorn, a Unicode number. That's the actual number it is in the Unicode that represents that letter. Okay, and a really good videos. If you look up the Unicode or UTF-8 miracle on YouTube, there's a great video from Computer File that kind of gets into the history of Unicode and ASCII, and it's actually really fascinating and will really help you appreciate sort of what's going on there. So recommend that video. But basically, what happens? So I can see that item number 5 has a Unicode value of 111. Now I cannot change it. Okay, so let's say I wanted to make my string 4, okay, which is item 5. Instead of it being O, I want to make it Y. Oh, actually, first 4. Let's say I want to make it equal Y. And again, if there's one letter, I'd wrap it up in individual quotes because a character is in single quotes, but it won't let me. Say it cannot assign to my string. It's the array itself is immutable. Okay, you can replace the array with a new string array when you assign. So I can do my string equals Helly, which is essentially what technically that previous statement would have done. And then if I print that, okay, that'll run. Oh, I gotta comment that out. So see, it prints out the Unicode value of item number 5, and then prints out the new version of the string because it's creating a whole new array. And the reason I figure it's immutable is because rings are, because it's an array, it's supposed to sort of be fixed. So they said, okay, I'm not going to let you edit the individual items in the array for whatever reason. So what if you wanted to edit the individual elements of the array? Well, then you'd have to turn it into a rune first. and then you would edit the rune, okay? So for example, so how would I do that? So let's make a variable called my rune. I'm going to use the quick assignment operator, so that way I don't have to write the word var like I did before when I declared my string, the benefit of that operator. Okay, my rune, and we're going to typecast a rune out of my string. Okay, and just to see what we end up with, let's, oh, don't need the semicolon, let's print my rune. Format dot print my rune. Okay, and basically what just rune does is allows you, what happens is that there's a very limited amount of Unicode numbers that are allowed when you're working with a string. So when you access certain special characters, it won't work the way you would expect. Okay, so if you look at the documentation, they use like the Spanish word señor. So you have the ñ, which is like the N with a squiggly line above it. And because of its Unicode value, if you start playing around with it, it just works funny. So in that case, you want to turn it into a rune, which allows you to access a more expanded set of Unicode numbers to really truly play with the rune. Let's see what we get. Okay, cannot convert type string to type rune. Okay, so to make that work, you're not necessarily turning your string into a rune, but into a slice of runes. But technically to get that to work the way you would want it to work is you still do my rune equals rune typecast, my string typecast as a rune, but you've got to put the slice operator here, which is again empty brackets saying that you're not turning it into a rune, but a slice of runes. So essentially it's creating a rune structure that's referring to the Unicode types. You're basically creating an array of runes that has the Unicode types of that string. Okay, so basically when I printed the runes, let me just run this code again, just so you can see that that's what it's doing. So just to kind of go over this, first we printed out hello, or well, first we printed out the fourth item, or the fifth item's Unicode value, which is 111. Okay, which again we later changed to Y because we reassigned the string, and then we printed out the string, which is heli at this point. Okay, and actually just to make this simpler, I'm going to get rid of that reassignment. So let's comment that out, and let's run the code again. Okay, so you can see that the fifth element is 111. That's the O. The string is hello. But then we took that string and turned it into a slice of runes over here. Okay, so again, my rune equals a slice of runes made out of my string. That's what that's doing. And then when I print out my rune, you see here that technically it's an array of the Unicode values of all 5 letters. So that's the Unicode version of hello. Cool. So now I can actually change letters. So if I wanted to do, I should be able to go my rune. Let's say 4 equals y. Okay. And then I can then take my string and make it equal string based on my rune 4. Okay. My rune. Okay, so just taking the whole my rune. Okay, and then we should be able to format dot print my string with the change. So let's see here if that all works the way I want it to work. Yep, there we go. So again, originally the string is hello. We then convert it into a slice of runes. I then took the item in the rune that I wanted to change. I changed it into Y. Okay, because basically what it does, it sees the character Y and then just takes the Unicode value and assigns it into that array of runes. And then when I say So then I basically assigned that slice of runes to my string, but typecast it as a string. So it gets entered as a string into the string variable, and then I printed the string variable over here, which came out as heli changed. Okay, so basically, if you wanted to change individual letters in a string, you'd have to go into a rune format and back. That's essentially the lesson here. I can't go edit individual letters of a string. But once you turn it into a rune, you do have your array, and then you can typecast either the individual items as a string or the full rune slice as a string to get what you need. So if you wanted to kind of do things like split it up into individual letters and change those individual letters, that's what the rune type is for. So hopefully you guys found that interesting and useful. I'll see you guys in the next video.